Hey you guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I want to go ahead and talk about some of the new makeup releases that have been coming out, especially since the start of the year, since the start of my no-buy. I've kind of been avoiding looking at the new release pages on Instagram and some of my favorite YouTubers' videos about new makeup releases, kind of for a couple of reasons. One, because I've been worried it would really tempt me, and two, because I wanted to make this video at some point, kind of trying to talk myself out of them. Obviously, right now I don't really have a choice. I'm on a no-buy, but I feel like it's a good exercise to, sort of reason through why I don't need these new makeup releases and why I should use what I already have instead. So if that sounds good to you, excuse my cat playing in the background, and let's get right into it. So I'm just going to go ahead and scooch over here. We'll have pictures up right here. And I'll be scrolling through Trend Mood 1 on Instagram, taking a look at what's new. So the first thing on here that sort of catches my eye is these new Charlotte Tilbury Matte Beauty Blush Wands. I generally prefer glowy blush anyway, but I really have been wanting to get my hands on some of the Charlotte Tilbury wands, mainly like the Contour Wand and the Pinkgasm Wand. I've been looking for sort of dupes of them, but, nothing's really a dupe usually. So I think I can pass on these just by virtue of the fact that I don't think in any version of the world I could convince myself to spend this much money on a matte liquid blush. The glowy ones, though, I haven't given up hope on the glowy ones. Next thing that catches my eye is this Maybelline Tattoo Brow Styling Gel. I'm always looking for a good brow gel, even though I already have far too many. This one apparently will leave your eyebrows looking naturally full for up to 3 days. I don't know if I buy that claim, but I also feel like I would kind of want to find out. Do I need this? No. Am I really planning to buy it? Not really, but I am intrigued. Looking forward to hearing what other people think of this. Oh, it's only available in Europe right now anyway, but I follow some European beauty YouTubers, so I'm looking forward to hearing what they think. Benefit is putting out a Villains and Princess collection. Who asked for this exactly? It's just repackaged products that they have had since time immemorial. It's Precisely My Brow, the Professional Primer, the Professional Setting Spray, and the Dandelion Blush. And it's got Sleeping Beauty, Snow White, Maleficent. Why? Benefit has this really bad habit of just never putting out anything new. It's just sort of a remix of the exact same thing every time. Even this new blush launch they did, I think some of the colors are really pretty, but it's the same thing. I'll be very surprised when and or if I actually see a new borderline innovative release from Benefit. It's very hard to come by. Oh my god. Flower Beauty is coming out with these low light liquid contour wands. They already put out a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury highlighter wand, and now they're doing the contour wands. I cannot promise that I won't buy this when my no-buy is over. I've really wanted to try the Charlotte Tilbury contour wands, and I trust Flower Beauty's quality, so if I can get this instead, I'll probably do it. I know I'm supposed to be talking myself out of these, but I've really wanted to try one of the contour wands for a really long time. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Maybe the reviews will be trash. We'll see. Repackaged products for Lunar New Year. Urban Decay is repackaging the All-Nighter. And NARS is repackaging their setting powder. Who'd care? Tarte is once again coming for Charlotte Tilbury's neck and putting out glowy liquid blushes right on the heels of their contour wand release. I don't really get it, to be honest. It's not like it's a drugstore brand putting out a dupe of an expensive product. It's an expensive brand putting out a similar version of an already expensive product. I mean, it's not exactly the same. It's got like the doe foot applicator and whatever. I just think it's really funny that they put out a contour wand that was meant to be exactly like the Charlotte Tilbury and then immediately followed that up with a glowy blush release. It's a little transparent, if you ask me. Sephora is repackaging some of their Sephora collection blushes and highlighters. I have heard really good things about the blushes. I haven't heard much about the highlighters. I've been meaning to try one of the blushes kind of eventually. There's really no hurry. I'm really into blush lately, and this is sort of low on my priority list in terms of ones that are catching my eye. They look cute though, you know? Like, I don't necessarily need them, but they look cute. Kylie is putting out another lip kit. Who'd care? Chantecaille is putting out some really, really beautiful looking embossed blushes, as well as an eye quad that looks like the only people who could use it are either my color or somehow even paler, and some of these tinted lip balm looking things. I think the blushes look absolutely gorgeous, but for $75, I'm gonna have to pass, bestie. I'm gonna have to pass. Those tinted lip balm or hydrating lipstick, whatever, they're $52. I understand that Chantecaille has a demographic and a market. I am simply not a part of that market. I can admire from afar, but I am not a part of that market. Oh, this is kind of cool. Lancome is putting out a motion stabilizing device. Okay, it's for people with disabilities so that they can stabilize and hold on to their beauty products when they apply them. This is about a year away from launching, but this is really interesting. This is a really interesting product. Innovative. I like that. And, you know, aiming towards accessibility. So, good on L'Oreal and Lancome. NARS is putting out an Air Matte Ultra Lip Tint. And all of the shades look mostly the same. There's about two noticeably different shades. Sort of the corally pink ones, and then sort of the pinky nudie brown ones. I'm good. I'm good. Odin's Eye has put out this new collection of single shadows. I haven't gotten around to watching the videos where people swatch all of them yet, but they look absolutely beautiful. So pretty. So sparkly. I only have one Odin's Eye product, and it's an eyeshadow palette. I really do like it, and it's one of the older ones, and I've heard the formula has only improved since. These are absolutely gorgeous. I definitely want to hear some opinions on them, get an idea what people think, what shades I might be interested in. I have such a long list of single shadows that are sort of my wish list, and will I ever buy like 90% of them? Probably not, but they're fun to look at. So these are absolutely beautiful. Some of these swatches, my goodness. Second from the bottom in that purple, red, and orange row, that gold metallic is speaking to me. Absolutely stunning. Anastasia Beverly Hills is putting out some new shades of their lipstick, lip glosses, and lip liners. We were rooting for you, ABH. After the release of the Nouveau palette and the Rose Metals palette, I feel like we were on their side. And this is just so... It's so... Like, again, the shades are just so one-dimensional. The glosses, nothing we haven't seen before. I thought ABH might be making a comeback. I don't know. I'll keep an eye on them, but that's pretty sad. ColourPop has put out this collaboration with the Winx Club. ColourPop has this habit of really coming for my neck when it comes to IP collabs. Fortunately for me, I wasn't really big on the Winx Club as a kid, so this one will be fairly easy for me to pass on. Um, but they really do have a habit of picking exactly the right IP collabs to get to me. The Mandalorian, Star Wars in general, really. The Harry Potter one, the Avatar: The Last Airbender, Sailor Moon, even way back when that came out. All of those were like instant add to carts for me. Um, so while I can pass on this one, I can also tell you that ColourPop's IP collabs are going to be a recurring theme for me having to really have a come to Jesus meeting with myself about during the course of this no buy. This is cute though. I think the palette is especially cute. There's sort of a shifty shade in there that I think is absolutely stunning. So I think they did a good job. It's just that I don't really have any nostalgic connection to the Winx Club. MAC is putting out a strobe dewy skin tint. Holy cow. They aren't kidding about the strobe thing. These swatches look like liquid highlighters. Listen, I love a good dewy skin moment, but that's a lot. Interested to see if anybody reviews it, what they think. Cuz I'm a dewy glowy skin girl through and through, but that looks intense even for me. We'll be following with some interest. Wet n Wild appears to be putting out a Valentine's Day collection. It's barely January. Well, I guess we're almost halfway through January still, whatever. I just don't like Valentine's Day. I think it's a shameless cash grab, and I think all of the beauty releases for Valentine's Day just tend to be really lazy. It's just, oh, let's take the same exact things we already have, but make them pink. Repackage them, maybe repackage them. As long as it's pink, we can make it a Valentine's Day release. I just think it's lazy. I think it's a shameless, lazy cash grab, and I'm good. I'm good. Sephora has some of these new favorite sets, and I will be honest with you, I do kind of have a habit of falling for the favorite set mentality. It makes it sound like it's such a good deal, and I am such a sucker for a deal that these a lot of times will get me. Honestly, though, looking at the product selection for these, none of them are really speaking to me. I like the makeup one. There's sort of a skincare one, a makeup one, and a perfume one. The makeup one does look really nice. I mean, it's got a NARS blush and an Hourglass eyeliner, Charlotte Tilbury setting spray, a couple of luxury lipsticks. It's fine. Like it's fine. I don't need it. I'm not going to buy it. I'm not really even that tempted to buy it, but I am kind of a sucker for them. I'm not going to lie. Oh, it's not a perfume one. Okay, I lied. It's not a perfume one. It's the Little Luxuries set. My eyes went straight to Gucci Bloom because I do love that perfume, but I guess it's just got a bunch of teeny tiny samples from luxury brands. Tatcha, Barbara Sturm. Barbara Sturm is a ripoff. I could go on a whole nother tangent about Barbara Sturm and what a ripoff it is. There is an exceedingly tiny sample of the La Mer moisturizer. Couldn't be me. Um, interesting. Interesting. And naturally, the set is $90. I no, that's the easiest one to just not give a damn about. That's insane. That's insane. The size of these little samples, $90. Absolutely not. No. I have seen a lot of hype going around about this Urban Decay the Quickie concealer. I'm interested to hear what people think about it, but I'm not really in the market for a concealer necessarily. I have a bunch, and the ones that I have I do tend to really like. I heard good things about the Stay Naked concealer before they kind of started pulling it. I think this is supposed to be the sort of replacement for it. It's probably almost exactly the same, to be honest. This little buffing brush sponge thing on the other side looks gimmicky as all hell, so I'm good. I'm okay. These e.l.f. color correctors look like they'll probably be great for somebody who isn't the color of a fluorescing strobe light. Unfortunately, the peach, which would be the color I'd be most likely to use, because I do like to use a peach color corrector under my eyes, looks way too dark for me. So I'm gonna have to pass. Even they are $4 though, so if they look like they would fit your skin tone, e.l.f. usually makes good stuff. So I'm sure they're good. I don't think I can use them. Tarte, another kind of lazy Valentine's Day release. Isn't that just adorable? It's a palette in the shape of a box of chocolates. Innovative. Never been seen before. I'm good. MAC puts out a Lunar New Year collection that looks exactly like all the other Lunar New Year collections. The lipsticks are just repackaged old ones. The blushes are just repackaged old ones. There's an attempt at a multi-chrome in the palette. I'm bored. The new Charlotte Tilbury highlighters, I kind of have mixed feelings on. I have a hard time believing that there is any justification for spending $48 on a highlighter. I just have such good, like, is it as shiny as ColourPop Flexitarian that cost me $8? Because if it's not that shiny, there's no way it's worth it. That's not to say I don't have high-end highlighters that I love. I do. It's just $50 on a highlighter is a tough pill to swallow. Also, from what I saw of people kind of starting to review it on TikTok, it looks like it has this really thick kind of texture that I generally really don't like in highlighter. I really have come to prefer a thinner, sort of almost, sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? A thinner, like baked gelée kind of formula. If any of you ever got to try the Anastasia Amrezy highlighter, that's more the formula that I tend to prefer. These thicker ones have sort of been making their way out of my collection, and it's got squalane in it, which just screams it's going to be super thick. So I would like to give it a swatch the next time I'm in a Sephora, just out of curiosity, but it between it being $50 and it looking really, really thick, I don't think it's going to be for me. It's a pretty easy pass. NARS puts out another limited edition collection that looks exactly the same as all the others and will be gone in 6 months. Orgasm blush sticks. When do we let Orgasm die? It's the Orgasm collection. This has got to be the 6th Orgasm collection, right? Orgasm palette is fine, but doesn't have a shade dark enough to deepen the crease of anyone darker than me. I'm bored. Another face palette that's got Orgasm and Orgasm X in it. Are they marketing to the same people all of the time? Like, the people who own Orgasm already, are you still buying this stuff? Like, I'm sorry, my cat is being loud, but seriously, are people who already own Orgasm still buying this stuff? Because it's just the same thing over and over and over again from NARS. They discontinue something and then put out another product that's not that different in the exact same packaging. And usually the same shades, again and again and again. Easy pass for me. Pat McGrath has kind of been in some hot water too, huh? I heard the Star Wars collection was basically old product with stickers on them, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Lunar New Year thing is just old product. Oh, would you look? Yeah, look at that. It's the under eye powder in the same packaging. It just has a new box. It's the voyeuristic Vixen quad that already exists. It's just that the packaging is red. Really, the only thing different here, I think, is the lipstick, because it's got sort of an embossing engraving type of thing on it, which looks really pretty, but is it worth like a $34 lipstick? I don't think so. That's my opinion, though. I know some people are diehard Pat McGrath collectors, and that's all fine and good. I've really gotten into collecting Pat McGrath palettes lately as well, but that feels like a little bit of a shameless cash grab for me. This, I'm very intrigued. Kosas seems to be putting out a line of baked blushes. in the same sort of packaging as the Cloud Set powder, which as of now is my favorite finishing powder. It's absolutely stunning, so I am very intrigued by these, especially since blushes are kind of my current go-to product category. Definitely looking forward to laying eyes on this, laying hands on this, hearing what other people have to say about it. Um, Obviously, I don't know when this is coming out. It's a sort of a sneak peek post, but I am definitely interested in following up on this one. Okay, I actually really love the new Too Faced blush release. I think these are stunning. I know I'm not usually super into matte blushes, and I'm not. Um, but wow, those colors look pretty. Maybe it's something about the packaging. The fact that the packaging is so reminiscent of like the old school Chocolate Soleil bronzers. But that shade Velvet Crush is like calling my name. I know everybody's into Candy Clouds because it looks like a dupe for the Dior blush or whatever, but that color looks awful on me, so that's easy to skip. Velvet Crush is a stunning shade, but I probably own a good 20 just like it. So while again I would be really interested in sort of laying hands on it, feeling it, and that kind of thing, I don't need this, and I'm not desperate to buy it. So I think it's a good release for them, not necessarily something I need. Another Lunar New Year collection that is equally boring and lazy. Charlotte Tilbury is putting out Lunar New Year packaging for the Airbrush Flawless Powder Setting Spray, one shade of lipstick, and the Magic Cream. I don't care. I don't care. I'm good, thank you, Charlotte. These new ColourPop palettes, the Sage the Day and the Petals on Point. I don't really care much about the Petals on Point one. It's okay. Cool tone pinks don't really suit me, like I was saying, but the Sage the Day one, oh, that looks so beautiful. And both of the Super Shock shadows that come with that one too, really, really stunning. I'm a sucker for a little pop of green. That duochrome looks incredible. I don't need it, like there's no sense of urgency here, but wow. That's a great release. I like that one a lot. Natasha Denona put out the mini pastel palette. Is it the mini pastel palette though? It looks nothing like the full-size pastel palette. It doesn't even look like it's in the same neighborhood as the full-size pastel palette. I'm I'm a little bit I'm a little baffled by this one. I mean, I'm sure it's fine. I can't fathom what look I would make with those shadows at all. But I mean, if you like it, that's cool. I'm good. Can't really wrap my head around this highlighter either. I I'm sure it's fine, but from the swatch, it kind of just looks like a pale gold glittery highlight with like a pink flip. Kind of been done. The picture makes it look like it has a green flip, and maybe it does, but even then, $42? I'm okay. Makeup by Mario put out a foundation. I'm sure all of you knew that already because the internet hasn't shut up about it since it happened. I've heard it's beautiful. I love everything I've ever tried from Makeup by Mario. Tempting. Really, truly tempting. $42 on a foundation is kind of yikes for me, and I feel like there are some on my list that are that expensive that I would want to buy first. But wow, it's so pretty. I'm gonna keep that one in the back of my mind. Keep that one in the back of my mind. I've not fully talked myself out of it yet. To be determined. NYX is putting out a tinted version of the brow glue. I love the brow glue, but I tend to prefer tinted brow gels, so I might end up getting my hands on this one. Right now I have so many tinted brow gels in my collection that I love, so again, no sense of urgency to this one, but if I finish one up soon, I would definitely consider replacing it with this. I I think that it was a great follow-up release to the original Brow Glue, so good on NYX for that one. We'll do just a couple more. Juvia's Place put out this new Candy Shop collection. The palette is fine. It's fine, you know. Not really something that tempts me at all. Uh, I think it's hilarious that they put out a gloss that looks exactly like the Givenchy Rose Perfecto or whatever they're called glosses. Makeup Revolution actually recently did the same thing, I think. And I think it's hilarious. Go off. Go off. NYX is putting out this Bear With Me Blur tint. I have the original Bear With Me skin tint that they discontinued a while ago, and I think it is absolutely perfect. I am so sad that when I run out, I will no longer be able to get my hands on it. I don't think this is going to be particularly similar. That one is not super blurring. It's a very glowy, sort of light to light medium kind of coverage. I love it for that. But this seems to be, it says medium buildable, which isn't really a tint in my opinion. I'm kind of getting tired of the false advertising for calling things tints. And it also seems like it would be more of a matte kind of finish, which is not my preference. And it's got niacinamide in it, which breaks me out. So this is a pretty easy pass. I'm curious to hear what people think about it, but I definitely don't need this one, personally. And also in the side-by-side pictures, I feel like their skin actually doesn't look that much better. Is that just me? Like, it's supposed to erase the appearance of pores. It didn't, though. And these are your marketing images, and it didn't. So this seems like a good one to end on. To complete the trifecta of coming for Charlotte Tilbury's neck, Tarte has released a liquid glow light skin filter. They're advertising it as a glowy primer or liquid highlight. Comes in a bottle with a doe foot applicator. I wonder where I've seen this one before. I will say, in this case, I do understand why you would go for the Tarte instead of the Charlotte Tilbury. It is significantly cheaper. $30 in comparison to the Flawless Filter, and the price keeps creeping up. I think last I looked, it was like up to $49 now. $30, I mean, you're saving a good amount of money as opposed to like the liquid blushes and contours that are, I think the Charlotte Tilbury ones are $38 and the Tarte ones are $32 or something. Nowhere near as big of a difference. I mean, the pictures look pretty. I love my Hollywood Flawless Filter though, so I am good. I will personally pass because I truly have not tried anything to date that comes anywhere close to the Flawless Filter. I've heard the e.l.f. one is the closest thing so far, and I haven't tried that one yet, and obviously I won't be able to for a while, but I am interested in doing so, you know, at some point. I have so much Flawless Filter left that I'm not even going to worry about it at this point because I love that stuff way too much. So I can pass on this fairly easily as well. Alright, I'm probably going to go ahead and stop there for this video. So overall, thoughts. Most things fairly easy to talk myself out of. Not really that tempting in the first place, most of it. The stuff that was tempting me, that I couldn't necessarily talk myself out of at this moment, I will probably either be able to talk myself out of at some point, or I don't really feel any sense of urgency to buy immediately. So, all of that being said, I feel pretty good. My no buy is safe for now. I'm kidding. I'm gonna succeed on the no buy. I'm not gonna let myself buy stuff, but it doesn't feel threatened for now. How's that? So that's gonna go ahead and be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed getting to see some of the new stuff coming out, if you don't follow that as closely as I tend to. And if you do follow that as closely as I tend to, I hope you enjoyed hearing some of my thoughts. So if you did enjoy it, I hope you will go ahead and hit like and subscribe down below so that you can be here when I post my next video. I will be continuing my collection series. I just thought it might be fun to break it up a little bit and do something new. I hope to post more of the new makeup release videos in the future, sort of whenever I feel like there's enough stuff to talk about. So all of that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.